What's going on, guys? It's Luke22SV here for round 2 of my career mode here for season 1 in Bahrain. After the opening round in Australia was completed, a fairly substantial first race for us in the Toro Rosso team. Lowered the difficulty coming into this weekend as well, so we're at 95 difficulty as well now. Yeah, again, we still probably need to lower it a little bit more because Bahrain is not one of my favourite tracks, as you probably know in the past, and we'll come around to start our best lap, and we've actually got a bit of a tow off of the car in front of us, which I believe is a Red Bull. So that's the only reason why we've really improved on this lap, really. And the Toro Rosso is actually really struggling as well for some reason. Myself, it's not just me, it's Albon as well, who's found himself down the order in the standings on the timesheets. And so yes, that's not too bad to worry about, and now we're coming around to the hairpin, so it's not too bad. I think we still need to lower the AI a little bit. We're just not quite up to pace yet, and we're still getting used to this game, but Bahrain's just not one of my favourite tracks anyway. Even when I was used to the F1 2018, it was still one of my least favourite tracks, but the lighting does look fantastic all around this game now. On this track, it looks stupendous, as we're up on our time by a little bit now in Sector 1, and we're up in Sector 2 as well. So this car in front of us, which is Pierre Gasly, in the other Toro Rosso, the third Toro Rosso, and yeah, he's giving us a little bit of a tow as we come to end this lap. Currently in P19, so we're not stone dead last yet. We're ahead of Robert Kubica, who normally rounds off the grid in real life anyway. But we come to cross the line now with DRS. It's open, and we cross the line, and it's P17 for the time being. So unless anyone improves, that's going to be P17. We're ahead of Russell. We don't know where we are going to end. Verstappen is on pole, so Verstappen done a good effort there for Red Bull to get himself on pole position. Both the Mercedes in second and third, and Ferrari fourth and fifth after a decent opening race. Vettel winning from Leclerc, Gasly down in sixth, as you'd expect, and then Albon and myself on the ninth row of the grid. So not too bad. We're close to our teammate, relatively, only a couple temps off. And then Norris is having a disappointing day for Williams. Russell having a good day for Williams, rather. Norris having a disappointing day for McLaren. As we move on to the race then for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the second race then of this career mode. How do we do? Let's find out. Hopefully we can challenge well and keep up with these guys, because we're currently struggling with the AI that we're using, 95 AI. And I'll let David Croft take over for the time being.
There's something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Our brightest minds have thrust their brightest ideas into the spotlight of the Sakhir circuit this evening, as we look ahead once more to a Grand Prix that has thrilled us so consistently in the past. Before we begin,
so here we go then, onto the grid then for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Of course, we saw briefly there that Verstappen was on pole position, so that's a delight for him. Hamilton alongside in P2, so Mercedes looking strong this weekend. Vettel in fourth for Ferrari, leading his teammate Leclerc. Gasly sixth, and then Perez and Ricciardo on row 4, and then Magnussen and Hulkenberg. So Perez doing quite well for Racing Point. Butler and Weber, our F2 rivals, doing quite well there. Raikkonen and Grosjean on row 7, Russell and Stroll, and then Albon, Pinkham, Norris and Kubica rounding off the grid then, as we head on to the start of this race to start the second round of our career mode in the Bahrain Grand Prix. How can we do? We head on to those 5 red lights to start this race. And we're away now in Bahrain. There's a fairly sluggish start, as you can see already. Kubica and Norris getting past us immediately off the start there. And we're down into last place, heading into turn 1 though. But we think we're going to go for a dive bomb. Kubica does as well. Kubica gains so many places there. He started stone dead last, and look where he is now. He's alongside Devon Butler. We've made a few places there too. Orlando Norris. Now we're going to make a place in Lucas Weber, our teammate in F2. And we're going down the inside. Looks like he's got ahead of us. We've outbrake him though. Russell's there as well, and we get close to those. So we're in 15th place then. After the start, we've gained 3 places, and we lost 1 to Kubica. So both the Williams are actually ahead of us at the moment. So Williams probably getting nosebleeds. They're so far up the order in 15th and 14th, as we dive down the inside of George Russell into the hairpin. We get down the inside. He's hanging it around on the outside though, and stays ahead of us. So still in P15 at the start of this race, and ahead of Lucas Weber, our F2 rival. Devon Butler's doing quite well there, ahead of these 2 Williams guys. And we're at P15. Can we get close to George Russell? We should be able to compete for these Williams, and Williams by some margin have the slowest car in real life and this game, they should be further down the order. But a great start from Kubica. Russell had a decent grid position anyway, so we're looking to get close to these guys and hopefully we can overtake them. But Lucas Weber is close to us behind as well, so we've got to watch out for him. He was close to us at the start of the Australian Grand Prix, so we had a little tussle with our former F2 teammate. So I'm sure this career mode is going to unfold. We have plenty more battles with Weber and Devon Butler as well. Looking forward to that as we both all progress into our F1 careers. And coming off the last corner, it's a poor exit from us. We just can't seem to drive around this track quick enough. And it looks like Lucas Weber is going to the inside then, and he gets past us into turn 1. We're hanging it around on the outside, but it looks like there's a bit of a train in front of us, and our engineer just told us, I think Raikkonen has a bit of engine issues because he's currently going quite slowly. So that's 2 races in a row Raikkonen's had problems, but his teammate is our problem at the moment. He's going down the inside into turn 4, challenging us, and we're hanging around on the outside. And we still, it looks like Weber's managed to get past for the time being. Can we get past back into turn 5 and 6? Hanging it around on the outside, still staying ahead of Lucas Weber and staying in P15. So that's good for us. We managed to force out our F2 rival and stay in P15. But now we can try and focus on the Williams guys ahead of us, because it looks like we're actually stuck behind a few cars ahead of them. And this is the replay at the start then. You see immediately getting dropped off the line by Kubica and Lando Norris. And yeah, we just dive bomb into turn 1, as we can still do that on this game, but of course everyone still likes to turn in on you, so we have to be careful that we don't damage our front wing, and we managed to get away with that. And coming up to turn 4, we're side by side with Lucas Weber. He just about gets ahead of us, but we outbrake him, overtaking him into turn 4 and up into P15, which is where we ended lap 1. We had Weber challenging us into lap 2 and almost taking our P15 away from us. But he's on the medium tyres. He started on the medium tyres. It was I don't know why he's done that. Maybe he's going to go onto the softs later into the race, but we'll have to wait and see about that. As you see, we're getting close to George Russell at this point. We attempted to overtake George Russell, didn't quite pull it off. And well, yeah, here's the replay then of the overtake with Lucas Weber. Little battle with him. And going into turn 1, we're side by side. He looks to get ahead of us. Almost does that. But just doesn't quite get it on the exit. We're still ahead and stay ahead of him for the time being. But coming up to turn 4, he gets a good exit out of turn 1, turn 2, and now he's coming to look down the inside into turn 4. Goes down the inside, and we hang it around the outside, nicely defending our position there and just trying to keep Weber behind us. Can't force us out wide there. We're still hanging it there, and we just force it round out wide, and we stay ahead of Lucas Weber for the time being. And now we can hopefully focus on catching up to those Williams guys and making a few moves on them. And hopefully we can gain a few positions and maybe challenge for points in this race. Who knows? This race could unfold a lot more yet. You can see there's a train of cars now. It looks like one of the Hasses has got past the Kimi Raikkonen, who's got engine issues. But we've got traffic behind us as well. Weber again going for an overtake. Lando Norris is now going for an overtake. So it's 2 cars trying to get past us after another poor exit out of the final corner. We go to the outside to try and hold a line around Lucas Weber. Norris isn't going to get past us this time, and indeed we do get a good exit out of that corner and stay ahead of Lucas Weber now. So good exit out of turn 1, keeps us in P15. But you can see the cars ahead of us are itching to get past Kimi Raikkonen, and it looks like Robert Kubica has actually managed to get past Devon Butler, and now he's fighting with Kimi Raikkonen. So Robert Kubica is flying in this race. This looks like the Robert Kubica pre-rally accident that we can see at the moment. We get close now to George Russell out of that corner. We'd go down the inside, and looks like we're going to be able to take P14 here. We'll force Russell out wide onto the curves and take 14th place away from Russell. And to add insult to injury, Weber's now taking 15th away from Russell. So 2 corners, and he's just lost 2 positions there. So Russell will be not too happy about that. We follow now. Devon Butler is now in front of us, so we're surrounded by our F2 rivals. Couldn't get the words out of my mouth there, but Devon Butler in front of us and Lucas Weber behind us, and he's very close all over the back of Kimi Raikkonen. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to close in and perhaps gain 2 positions here. As you can see, Robert Kubica is flying off into the distance. He's now got past Kimi Raikkonen, so that shows how slow Raikkonen is at the moment. He's got some serious issues to contend with as Butler goes past him onto the last corner, and Raikkonen slows us down a little bit on the exit of the last corner there. Actually, we actually looked like we were about to get a decent exit, but Raikkonen slowed us down, and the DRS is open for us. And you can see now Weber's now challenging us as well. And looks like there's a Russell as well. He's on the outside. Raikkonen's on the inside. There's 3 abreast going into turn 1. Can we get past Kimi Raikkonen? There's Devon Butler there too. And we do get past Raikkonen, so we're up into P13. And Devon Butler's now our next target. So Raikkonen is going backwards in this race. Going to lose his position to Lucas Weber, I would imagine, fairly shortly, being his teammate in the Alfa Romeo. And we cross there. We're now P13. Can we keep up with Devon Butler? Perhaps overtake our F2 rival, our arch nemesis from F2, and see if we can get past him and get up into P12. This has been a good start to the race for us, gaining several positions now. We've gained 5 places so far in this race, so this is delightful for us. And now we can see whether we can catch up to Devon Butler, who's now coming up to the back of Robert Kubica as well. So Kubica's not getting away, and there's yellow flags behind us, and Kimi Raikkonen has gone off, I think. And so Kimi Raikkonen's problem's getting from bad to worse now. Perhaps it's more of a serious issue than what he's going to contend with. And, well, that's not good news for him. Retiring from Australia, he doesn't want to retire again in Bahrain. But there's more yellow flags going on the mini-map as well. As we run wide, make a mistake and tracks exceeding track limits. And Raikkonen is now out of the race. So 2 races in a row, Raikkonen's retired. And Australia, he retired right in front of us. And now in Bahrain, he's retired again. So he's going to be last in the standings as we run wide again on the last corner, and Weber will be closing in on us. But we'll have a look at what happened to Raikkonen in just a second. But his teammates now on the back of us again. So Weber being the main focus for Alfa Romeo at the moment, being the only one who's actually got his car working for him. He gets past us on the straight, but we dive back down the inside into turn 1, retake that position away from him, and back up into P13 we go. So Weber not getting past us today at this point. DRS is now open again. Weber still looking to get past us. He's all over us like a rash at the moment. And going into turn 4, we just get out of shape. The back end steps out, locking up, having to overcorrect. And Weber gets past us, as does George Russell. So bad few corners there for us. Weber's now got past us. And now we just managed to force away George Russell and stay in P14. But we lost the place to Lucas Weber there, unfortunately. But they can see we're just not on the pace at the moment. And we've got a few cars still behind us. But here's what happened to Kimi Raikkonen. Locks up, goes off the track, and then waits for everyone to get past so we can come back on the track. And yeah, they can see everyone is driving so slowly, and it's clear that there's an issue with his car at this point. And you can kind of see he's just driving so slowly. The engine doesn't sound good, and he's slowing down, and it looks like he's going to retire from this race. And that's disappointing for Kimi Raikkonen. Had a disappointing start to his life at Alfa Romeo, and he'll be looking he can only improve from that. But coming on to lap 5, we're going to be pitting this lap, and you can see we're still behind Weber, but Russell's now overtaken us. We've made a poor exit again. We just can't get good exits out of these corners. Norris and Russell on either side of us. We go through the final corner. We get back ahead of Russell, and well, now we box this lap to pit for the medium tyres. Hopefully we can get a bit of an undercut, because no one else has come in except Raikkonen. Well, Hulkenberg's in front of us, and he's pitted as well, so he's a little bit further down the road from us though. So we come in then to put on these medium tyres, and hopefully these will take us to the end of the race and see if we can get some, well, a better position than what we are at the moment. Just hopefully get some good pace on these tyres, because the soft tyres were not really doing us too well at the start then. But we come out the pits and see where we end up on the next lap, see if who comes into pits, and see if we can get an undercut working, whether we'll get overtaken via overcut from those guys. As we come on to the next lap now, we come on to lap 8. Stroll's pitted, he's behind us. Albon's coming out the pits, Russell's coming out the pits. We're ahead of those guys still, so we've managed to make an undercut work to some extent. We're still ahead of Russell, and we're still ahead of our teammate as well. So Stroll's managed to make an undercut work as well, so he's up into P17. And now we're coming out the pits, we can see Lando Norris is there. So Norris has managed to make an overcut work, because he was behind us before the pit stop, and now we get ahead of him. So now we're ahead of Lando Norris, up into P15, and Norris is down to P16. So managed to stop Norris from overtaking us. So we still haven't lost any positions yet. We've still got a few cars left to pit, and again that corner's catching us out a little bit at the moment. And Norris is looking to get past us again, coming on the exit of turn 4, and we get the better line into turn 5 and 6, and force Norris out wide, and we stay in P15. And we've got training cars behind us at this point as well. So we've still got Lando Norris behind us, and Kubica is now ahead of us. So Kubica is still doing very well for that Williams team, and I think that Williams might need a little bit of a nerf, because We've all seen in real life how underpowered the Williams are, how far off the pace they are. And to see Kubica up in 14th, lapping quicker than us, and everyone behind him is just a little bit crazy. But maybe they've made the Williams a little bit quicker on this game, so people actually don't feel afraid to actually drive for the Williams, because they'd just be battling for 19th every race if they chose the Williams. But maybe, who knows. Norris has just got past us there, going into turn 4, and looks like we might have lost this fight now. Tried to hang it around the outside on turn 5 and 6 again, but it looks like Norris is just managed to get past us. So we've down the inside, and we almost, well, we do make a little bit of contact there, and Norris turning in on us. We probably should have seen us coming, I think, but coming into the double left-hander, we look up and we lose a bit of our front wing on Lando Norris, and I was always inevitable that was something that was going to happen. We lost a bit of front wing. It's a shame it had to be our front wing that went missing and not his, but that's unfortunate, and Lance Stroll's got past us too. So now we've got a damaged car, and we're going to have to bring this car home with a little bit of damage. And well, now we just got to make sure we can bring home this car. The points are off the table, so it's going to be a drive for nothing really, just hoping to keep our pride intact and stay ahead of Russell and whoever else is behind us. Is Albon as well, our teammate. Perfect if we can finish ahead of our teammate we did in Australia, but Russell's challenging on us, so the Williams actually don't seem to have a bad car, and we go off the track with our front wing damage, and Russell's got past us, so we're down to the P17, so it's just Albon behind us now and one other car as well. So it's a disappointing way to go at the moment. We're having a shaky start, but it's kind of good though. It feels more like a character that I'm building as well through this career mode, being fairly slow to start off with, coming to the F1 scene, and now hopefully down the line we'll be challenging for titles, but who knows, we might just be terrible for 10 seasons, hopefully not. But Russell's ahead of us. We actually managed to close in a little bit via DRS there, and with just 4 laps to go, hopefully we can regain that place on George Russell. And thinking about making a move again. We've made a move on him before into this corner, hasn't quite worked, but it does work this time, and managed to retake P16, so that's good. We managed to get ahead of our countrymen there in the Williams, and we're in P16, so hopefully we can bring it home in P16. And well, now we're on to lap 12, and Russell's got past us again, and we got to keep it up with him with his toe, and he brakes earlier than us, we brake late, going into turn 1, the line's there, but he turns in on us, and we lose a bit more of our front wing, so Russell turns in on us. We're not happy about that. That's a disappointing little thing that had to happen there. I don't know why Russell turned in on us. We lose more of our front wing now. We dive down the inside again, just to try and get past him, but I don't know what Russell was doing. This Grosjean's the other car behind us. For some reason Grosjean's had a terrible race, and he's down the order, but we've lost front wing, and it looks like Grosjean's going to get past us before you know it. And that's just, I can't believe why Russell would turn in on me. We were side by side, and he just turns in us, and we lose a whole chunk of our front wing, and that's going to be another pit stop to make at the end of this lap. And yeah, it looks like we're going to be finishing at the back of this. Well, we're going to be finishing in P19 unless there's any more retirements. So look, Grosjean goes down the inside, he goes past us, and then we're down to P17. We're hanging around on the outside, trying to fight this, but it looks like a fight we're going to lose in the last couple of laps of this race. We go pit then onto some of the soft tyres and see if we can set a fast lap, although it won't count because we're not in the top 10. But it looks like we're going to be pitting then, and that's going to be a disappointing way to end this race, as Russell goes past us, and it looks like Albon's going to go past us, so there's no point staying out. We might as well just come in and put on a fresh set of soft tyres, see if we can set a fast lap, and then we'll see what happens from there. We pit then go onto these soft tyres, and we're going to be finishing P19. So Helmut Marko might not be too impressed with what he's seeing so far. Toro Rosso undelivering at the moment. We currently look like the worst team. We look like the worst team in Bahrain because we are the furthest cars down the order. Kubica's doing quite well for Williams, so yeah, Toro Rosso not looking so good. So maybe the difficulty is not doing too bad for me, and we'll see how we go in China. But we're going to lower the difficulty in China a little bit, I think, and hopefully that will make it more fair for myself at this point. These are used soft tyres as well, so maybe they aren't going to give me the performance that I'm hoping to give for a faster lap. I've noticed on this game as well that the softer tyres, the soft tyres tend to wear out quicker on certain tracks as well. We come to end this lap, then we take off all the track available and a little bit more. Hamilton's won the race. We cross the line in P19 and a disappointing round 2. So not making an impression so far in our Formula 1 career. And well, we get disappointing races like this, but as a rookie we need to improve. We need to impress the guys at Toro Rosso if we want to stay here. We might not be here at the end of the season. We might end up getting the boot, but who knows. But Toto Wolff will be happy with that. Mercedes have won the race. Hamilton's won. Bottas is on the podium there. Vettel is second. So it's going to be close between those guys at the top of the table. Hamilton and Vettel. Vettel winning in round 1. Hamilton winning in round 2. Leclerc not on the podium. I don't know where he's finished. But Verstappen, the pole sitter, well, he's down in P4. So it's a bit of a shame for him. He's obviously fallen back since he's since the start of the race. And Sergio Perez is in the points for Racing Point as well. So he gets Racing Point's first points of the season. So there's now 6 teams that have scored points this season. McLaren haven't scored yet. Along with us and Alfa Romeo, we're down to P16. Lucas Faber's up to P14. Devon Butler's in 12th. And teammates down in 19th. And Raikkonen's down in 20th. So Raikkonen's got work to do in his Alfa Romeo. And we'll look at the constructors in just a sec as it comes up on screen. And we'll wait for that now. Here it is. Ferrari leading just about by 2 points from Mercedes. Red Bull 3rd. Renault 4th. Haas 5th. Racing Point up into 6th. And then the 4 teams with Williams, Toro Rosso, McLaren and Alfa Romeo are all left to score points, but hopefully we'll score points fairly soon. And that's going to be the end of the episode there, guys. Hope you enjoyed it today. Hopefully we'll have a better episode in China to show. Hopefully we'll be a bit more competitive, but like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. And hopefully China's better.